Just give it a chance to see if we have any participants come in, and I will start searching my email. Just going to give her a quick call.
So folks that are listening in to participate this evening, we're just waiting on one more member to complete a quorum for the planning board tonight. And there'll be instructions for the phone listener on how to participate. Raise your hand and be recognized. So I'll just give Beverly a minute here. Otherwise, we'll have to continue the meeting, that is.
Is it possible to meet even if we don't have a quorum, Rick?
Well, so we need to take action on an A&R and we can't vote on the.
Yeah, I realize that. I realize that.
So we'd have to, well, I mean, there is a little bit of discussion around housing production at the end of the meeting, but otherwise the two items that are essentially on the agenda tonight would be continued.
So I just left a message. Didn't get an answer at home.
Okay.
Is Sean?
I'll try an email.
Is Sean out? Sean not here?
On the West Coast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
the
He
tube.
said he might be able to tap in, right?
Yeah. It's 2 o'clock there. I don't know what he's.
That would be the first time we had a long distance member meeting in the meeting. That's interesting.
What are you guys doing? What are you Labradors doing?
What's the standard grace period? I just tried Sean and was not able to connect with him either.
Yeah.
And I know Jane and Doug were definitely had a conflict.
Doesn't happen too often, this board.
No, it does not. Usually it takes a snowstorm.
Yes.
And that's no excuse anymore.
Right.
Right.
For the time being. Well, actually, yeah. We'll have to see how it plays out in terms of hybrid, potentially.
Adrian indicated last night at the Concom that the governor extended it to April, next April.
Yes, yeah. So you can elect to continue to use remote. You can also kind of do some hybrid models as well, where some people can participate remotely and others can be present, which just has some logistics to deal with. But we'll see what the administration comes out with. The kind of the readiness of the auditorium to kind of be a production.
The city council meeting in person now?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think there's been any city boards that have elected to do that yet. I think the school committee is kind of doing a trial next week where they're going to be partial in person and some remote participation as well.
There's some kind of a presentation before the city council next week on the 22nd. Is that virtual or is that in person?
As far as I know now, it's still virtual.
It's strange that I was invited to City Hall to participate.
Well, maybe something's changed.
Yeah, the members of the City Hall Preservation Committee were having some kind of a get together at City Hall on the 22nd at 6:30 before the council meeting.
Channels of communication.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I guess the other thing is that, things were up to the minute as well. The governor's legislation only passed yesterday.
Right.
So if that didn't go forward, then that's exactly what we would be doing. So I don't know if maybe they kind of hedged a little bit, but it may be a turning point that they're going to start to do in-person meetings. So I know Beverly has been spending a lot of split time between here and Portland these days. So I'm not sure what else we could really do at this point.
So I think we sort of reached that limit, right?
Yeah, whatever grace period you think is appropriate. We could wait another 5 minutes and call it, or it's.
Yeah. So I think we need to. I guess the only question I'd have, John, is on the A&R. Are there imminent plans, or this looking forward, or I would certainly entertain. July 15th is our next meeting, which is a month away. So
Right.
A special meeting that would get this project along the path.
I know Pete Alcock is on the line. Pete,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to raise your hand and Greg can let you in, but it's, it does have a land court component that we still need to go through, which we can't submit until the plan is endorsed by this board. But is an A&R under the statute required to have a quorum, or is that something
Yes.
that
Yeah.
it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't even have a meeting really without it. So.
Yeah, so I guess it really doesn't matter. If you don't have a quorum, you don't have a quorum. It's, I'll let the people know. It's a land transfer that just basically it's owned by the Alcocks. And they're gonna split it into two unbuildable parcels. One is gonna go to Pete and the other is gonna be sold for a view. And that's it. Nothing's gonna be built on it, so.
So you want to recognize?
So I did recognize Peter. You can speak if you wish.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good, terrific. Glad to know that. John Judd had done all the work and the preparation for this, and it all seems to be in pretty good order from our point of view. And the plus of it is, I think, to the city is that, there'll never be a house built there. And it's a kind of a funny lot right on the water anyway, so we want to preserve it. And I think this is a good way to go, frankly.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question on the merits. We're just kind of dealing with a time issue of we don't have a fourth member present, so the board can't act.
Right.
And their next regular meeting is until the 15th of
Uh-huh.
July. So I think the chair was just wondering how time sensitive this is. It would certainly be taken care of in short order on the 15th, but other than that, they would have to try to cobble together a special meeting.
You know, I don't think that's particularly necessary. I mean,
Okay.
no one's dying here.
Okay.
So we're happy to, we understand the situation and
Okay.
we have no problems with it.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Mr. Alcott.
All right. Well, given that, I think we should probably, the meeting will be canceled without discussion of those items, and we'll pick that back up on the 15th of July.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Okay. Well, if anybody made a dinner reservation, you can certainly fulfill it.
Right.
So the only other thing, again, it's not a public meeting, it's just a discussion. As we've been working on the next suite of discussion points and initiatives related to the housing zoning, I think it makes sense for us for the subcommittee to meet again between now and the next meeting, and so we could probably have something a little bit more concrete as a discussion item on the agenda. But I'll look to Beverly, Sean, and Jane to meet in subcommittee. And in the event that one of those folks cannot meet, then I would kind of circle back for somebody if they have the time to backfill and participate in some of those discussions. So I would probably look towards the last week of June to the first week of July to probably get the subcommittee together, and I'll circulate an email to the entire board to let you know when that would be. First with the folks that committed to it, and then if there's any need for additional membership to hold a meeting, then I'll circle back through.
Greg, I'd be glad to do that if you need
Okay.
another body.
Great.
FYI, the Community Preservation Committee, of course, is meeting on the projects that have been sent to it, and they will be having public hearings on that next month, I think. But that's where we are right now. We've got the applications, I think. Just FYI, just informational thing.
Great.
Thank you, Hank. All right.
All right. Well, enjoy the remainder of June and the first half of July, and you'll see a
Wow.
couple of meeting announcements for over the next couple of weeks for subcommittee work.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Craig.